Hello, my name is Mark Cleland. I'm an IELTS specialist based at the SCORE IELTS Testing Center in the United Arab Emirates. Each week, SCORE IELTS Testing Center will be bringing you an IELTS tip of the week. Each week, we present an answer to a frequently asked question from one of our IELTS candidates. These tips are filmed live and posted on the internet. So, welcome to the SCORE Testing Center IELTS Tip of the Week for the fourth week of June 2016, brought to you by SCORE IELTS Testing Center in Sharjah, UAE. The tip this week is an answer to the following frequently asked question. Since it counts more for my band score, should I do writing task 2 before writing task 1? The answer is no. I want you to remember, when taking the IELTS, think smarter. When you do any activity, whether it's walking, swimming, riding a bicycle, reading a book, anything, you warm up as you get into the activity. At the beginning, you start a little slowly, and then after a few minutes, it becomes more and more comfortable, even easier. Your performance after a few minutes is better than it was when you first began. It's the same with the IELTS writing. Remember that task 1 is worth half as much as task 2 for your total writing band score. By writing your task 1 first, you're basically warming up with task 1, so you're at your best when you start writing task 2. The IELTS test team will always announce when there are 40 minutes left, and at that point, if you're still on task 1, you should move on to task 2. With this strategy, when you start your task 2, you'll be in the zone, as athletes say, and your writing will be better as a result. I'm not saying you want to do worse on task 1, but you definitely want your best work for your writing task 2. Being completely warmed up and focused on writing when you work on task 2 is the best strategy to take. Remember, with the IELTS, think smarter. Always make sure you do the best you can on your task 1 and check your work. Do you have the correct number of paragraphs based on the question? Did you write an overview? Do you have connecting words, and did you take time to check your grammar and spelling? In the general training, did you address all 3 bullet points? Did you maintain your position throughout the writing? Did you stay on topic? And did you avoid adding your own bullet points? Did you end the letter appropriately and not get overly friendly? Of course, you have to pay attention to all these basics of the task 1 assignment. But by doing your task 1 first, you get focused on writing, and your task 2 will be stronger. Remember, don't spend more than 20 minutes on task 1 before beginning task 2. By the time you hear the announcement, 40 minutes left, you should already be on task 2 or ready to begin. Now, in your task 2, whether it's academic or general training, make sure you understand how many parts there are in the question and write the appropriate number of paragraphs in your essay. Always include an introduction and a conclusion, and divide the topics of each paragraph based on the part of the question it addresses. And make sure you have logical sequencing and appropriate connecting words. All these things will help make your task 2 strong and give you the best chance of getting a good band score. But if you did task 2 first, chances are you would have been warmed up by the time you finished it instead of when you started it. Since it's worth 2/3 of your writing band score, give it 2/3 of your time and attention. Okay, That was today's Score Testing Center IELTS Tip of the Week. To register for the IELTS test, go to score.ae and follow the simple registration instructions. At this site, you'll also find additional help to prepare you for your IELTS test. I look forward to seeing you next week for another Score Testing Center IELTS Tip of the Week. And until then, remember, with your IELTS test, think smarter.